Hurry, Mr. B. I can see
Yeah, I'm right here.
dancing in the sky.
What? Can you walk faster? Oh.
Time to go, Mr. B.
I guess I was supposed to be looking at that. Oh well.
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
I really wound you up with that wife and child bit. Oh, me poor Moira. Me wee baby Patrick. Maybe one day I'll get me a real family. They play well with the suckers.
Time to go, Mr. B.
Maybe I should be moving further ahead
Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B. Don't wait for slowpoke.
so I can clear the way.
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
Look at them. Even though they are physically free of the need to gather, Chung's mental conditioning still holds them to their terrible task.
Angels
For sins such as this,
kisses.
we can never atone.
I'm a good girl, Mr. B. Hurry, Mr. B. I can see the it was
Oh, jeez, what?
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles. I like getting back.
She was gonna heal.
It makes me special. Mr. B. No time to wait. It looks sad, Mr.
Dude, what do you like?
Hurry, Mr. B.
Don't you dare.
Hurry, Mr. B. What?
Where did she go?
Angel dancing in the sky.
Hold still.
Don't be a slowpoke. Angels don't wait for slowpokes.
Watch out!
Look,
For
Mr.
certain, their
Bubbles.
harvesting will draw the attention of this blighter.
Time to go, Mr. B. This angel looks like dancing. Hurry, Mr. B.
Always
I can see
things down.
angel.
Dragon. Someone leave me.
Special.
I promise to do no
Hurry, Mr. B. Angel.
stand up.
Kisses. I see Adam, Mr. B. I'm a good girl.
No! How dare you? I wish it was a reload speed upgrade.
Don't be Angels don't wait for
Whoops, that is not what I wanted to do.
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles. Hop, Mr. B. No time to waste.
I'm gonna save. Oh no. Better not.
slowpoke, Mr. B.
Rapture is on.
Hey, who's being the slowpoke? Oh shoot. Well, I don't know what happens if she dies. I'm hoping I could just like get another one. What am I stuck on? Well,
Not longer infused with Adam. They're as vulnerable as
Hey.
any child.
it is not my
To lose
fault,
one
alright?
soul, you can call for another at event, but to lose even one is a sin.
I mean, this whole game is a sin, so does it really matter?
Never spliced up once the whole time I was down here in this aquarium. Figured it was bad to mix business with pleasure, but
I don't mean this game being a sin because it's bad. I mean, the stuff that has been done in this game, like, is really messed up, so.
Hurry, Mr. B. How'd you go, Mr. B? Hurry, Mr. B. I can see the angel dancing in the sky.
Where's she going? Really? I can't jump over that?
Mr. B.
I saw something over here.
Hurry, hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
Oh, it's too bad.
I can see the angel dancing in the sky. Hurry, Mr. B. Angels are waiting for our kiss.
Oh shit, where the...
Mr. B. No time to wait.
How did I not see that?
Hurry!
Man.
The harvesting will draw the attention of the splicers.
It was a pretty angel. This angel looks like dancing. Hurry, Mr. B. Angels waiting for our I smashed him.
Trying to get this proximity mine loaded.
Bubbles?
Oh, what the...
Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B.
Did this get reloaded? Okay.
Hurry, Mr. B. I can see the angel dancing in the sky. Hurry, hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
Damn, look at all those first aid kits. Oh no. Oh! Oh, jeez!
Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B. Angels don't wait for slowpokes.
Are there proximity mines over here?
Better for the girls to be with you. Better with you than alone.
I can see
Alone in the crawling darkness.
dancing in the sky.
I don't remember where I saw them. Oh well.
Hurry, Mr. B. Angels are waiting for our kisses.
I really wish that she wouldn't like talk all the time. Because it's really creepy and it gets annoying after a while.
Hop, hop, Mr. B. No time to waste. Hurry, Mr. B. Angels are waiting for our kisses. Hurry, hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
Yeah, I'm going. And you're still walking towards the door.
Only the little ones can open these doors. You must protect them.
Yeah, I know, I have to protect them.
Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B.
That might be plenty for the working scrubs and the pencil pushers, but I need more. More! I want a splice! Don't I splice
Fontaine is nearby. You are reaching close now.
Oh, I'm ready for dream time, Mr. Bubbles. Time to go, Mr. B.
What are these? Okay. Do we get another health upgrade? Or do you go with a tonic slot? I think I'm gonna go with, or Eve, I don't know. I think we'll go with more health.
There! You must use the needle of the little sister to drain Fontaine of his Adam. It is the only way to defeat him.
Here, take this. Stick it in the bag, man.
Fontaine waits above. There will be no going back from here.
Yeah, that's what I
Make
thought.
sure you are ready to face him before moving on.
Yeah, it felt like, you know, they were giving me everything to make sure I can deal with stuff. I mean, they have like all the different vending machines, they have a bunch of ammo and Eve around here. It's like, yeah, it seems like they're trying to prepare me. Let's do the ammo machine. Where'd that one go? So I think I'm gonna just max out my shotgun. And I probably should grab some of that too.
Welcome to the circus of value. Gracias, señor. Bienvenido al amorío.
Okay.
Muchas gracias.
Go ahead and save again. And hope we can do this. Trying to think of what I should be using here. Now I'm gonna save one more time so I don't have to go through and reload all that stuff again. So I'm assuming this is gonna be like the final boss fight, and it's gonna be somewhat annoying. Well, that's just my guess. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we'll see.
remember when me and the crowd put you in that sub? You were no more than 2. You were my ace in the hole, but you were also the closest thing I ever had to a son. And that's why this hurts. Betrayal, kid. Life ain't strictly business.
Alright, so unfortunately we can't save anymore after this. So, gonna hope for the best. Fontaine's Adam.
Go! Go now! Hit him with the needle!
Okay. So it's gonna be like... let's see. Trying to figure out, like, what the best thing to do here. Ouch.
You think you got a shot at this? I'm barely getting started.
So this is basically like a phased boss fight, kind of like an old school Mario fight, except instead of 3 hits, it's 4. Oh, and they're gonna send these guys after us, of course. Because why not? Where the heck?
I'm ready for you. Come again. Come and get it, Luke. I paid good money for you. This is what I get.
You think I'm alone in this world? I got more than enough mugs to watch my back while I recharge.
Please don't. Make me get stuck. Oh man. I was really hoping I would have. Oh jeez.
Is that all you got? Catch my breath. And I'm gonna bury you.
Oh no.
I had you built. I sent you topside. I called you back, showed you what you was capable of. Even that life you thought you had, that was something I dreamed up and had tattooed inside your head. Now, if you don't call that family, I don't know what is. And now.
Oh. Also, I just got an achievement for defeating Atlas, so I guess the boss fight's over? Well, there you go. I am surprised. I thought it was going to be a 4-phase boss fight, but I guess it was only 3. And we got a little sister savior achievement. Also, these graphics are like old.
And what did you do instead? What I've come to expect of you. You saved them. You gave them the one thing that was stolen from them. A chance. A chance to learn. To find love. To live. And in the end, what was your reward? You never said. But I think I know. A family.
And that is the end of BioShock. Okay. I thought that boss fight was going to be a lot more annoying, but it was basically just avoid his attacks, just try to do as much damage as possible. I was trying to conserve my healing, that's why I tried to go buy that health. So I was like, I'm probably going to need all these health kits, but I only used like 4 or 5, which isn't bad for me. I thought I was going to go through all of them, but yeah, that final boss fight wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be 4 phases, but it was only 3. Because, you know, there were 4 Adam symbols up in the, you know, where his health is or whatever. But I only had to drain him 3 times, just like an old school Mario fight, I guess. Or Mario boss, whatever. But yeah, that's the end of BioShock. It's a pretty cool game. Trying to think about, like, how I feel about it. In terms of the story, I think it was interesting, the parts that I was actually paying attention to. So, I mean, basically we were trying to overthrow Andrew Ryan or something, and we were helping out Atlas, or whatever his name is, Fontaine. And then there was a twist where it's like, actually, Atlas was using the phrase, "Would you kindly?" and kind of brainwashing us that way, or it was like a keyword to make us do stuff. And like I said earlier, when Andrew Ryan was talking about "Would you kindly?" I was like, maybe the guy that's been helping us, quote unquote helping us, is actually controlling us by saying "Would you kindly?" But unfortunately I don't remember like the beginning of the game if he was actually using that phrase. He probably was. So it'll be interesting to go back and like actually pay attention and see if he actually says that. But you know, it was an interesting plot twist. We go from trying to take down Andrew Ryan to taking down Fontaine, the guy who we were helping. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. There's a lot of really messed up stuff in this game. I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of bad stuff that they've done, you know, in this world. Not the game itself, but, you know, the story, like, you know, all the stuff with Little Sisters and all the experiments and all that stuff. There was a bunch of, like, killing animals, which really... It's messed up. There were like dead cats in the game, and I did not like seeing that. And that one audio log where the kid had to kill his dog, it's like, dude, what the hell? I did not like that stuff, but you know, BioShock is supposed to be, you know, this kind of messed up world, I guess. So, yeah, the story itself was interesting. I didn't really pay attention to it too much, and that's... It was kind of hard for me to pay attention because I was constantly trying to look for resources and trying to think about what I'm supposed to be doing, and, you know, I was trying to listen to the audio logs and all that stuff, but I just couldn't. It was pretty difficult for me. I don't know why. But yeah. I think there is a lot of lore here. There's a lot of story that you can get into if you want. But for me, it was hard to get into because I was, you know, trying to multitask with all the collecting stuff and then also recording and all that. So, oh well. But it was, I think the story was pretty good overall. It had a good ending. That's probably because I saved or rescued the little sisters. I am interested to see how the end of the game plays out if you harvest them instead. And also, that's a really messed up term, like harvest. I don't know. But like I said, BioShock is kind of a messed up game. And the atmosphere of BioShock is, you know, kind of spooky, kind of... It's kind of like a horror game, but it's not... I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's a full-on horror game. So, you know, it wasn't too scary. There were a couple times where, you know, maybe something spooky happened, but I feel like for the most part I felt a lot of dread because going through the game you have to manage your resources. I'm constantly running low on ammo, trying to make sure I have enough health kits and Eve and stuff. And all of that kind of created this sense of dread. This is the best way I can describe it. But that's probably what they were intending with BioShock. And also there was some music playing there. Hopefully it'll be okay to keep that in the video, but I don't know. And also I had the music turned off for this game. If we go over here. Also I like the I like how when you select options there's a little piano noise. Yeah, I turned the music all the way down because in the first couple of videos I uploaded, I think it was the second one or something, there was some copyright issues because there was a song playing when I got one of the little sisters. And yeah, it caused some copyright issues, so I just had to mute that part, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to turn off music in this game entirely because I don't know what's going to be copyrighted. It takes place in the 50s, 40s, 50s, somewhere around there. And who knows what kind of music they're going to use. This is a game that was made back in like 2007, I think. So back then, there's really no concern for what type of music you put in the game. As long as the company has the license to use the music, it doesn't matter. Nowadays with streaming and YouTube and all that stuff, game companies are a little bit more... they're paying more attention to what type of music they use. They try to use DMCA-free music, but, you know... or at least they try to give you that option of making sure you're not using copyrighted music, so... This game probably had a bunch of copyrighted music, I don't know. But I just turned the music off for the entire game, and maybe that made the atmosphere feel a little bit more dreadful. Is that a word? I don't know. But, yeah. This is a very dark game. I did feel a lot of dread throughout this game. And, you know, I think it was a pretty good game to play for October. You know, it is kind of relevant to Halloween. Sort of. I mean, this is the type of game I would think of when I'm trying to think of like a spooky game to play for Halloween and stuff. So, yeah, but it wasn't too bad. I'm not really into scary stuff. Like, the scariest thing I ever watched is probably like a Halloween episode of SpongeBob. Not really, but you know, I really don't watch anything scary, pretty much. I mean, I have anxiety anyway. I don't need something to scare me even more than the real world, you know? I just don't need that in my life. So, yeah, I don't really play a bunch of scary stuff. I'm trying to think of like the scariest game I've played. but I can't really think of anything. I mean, maybe Gears of War, but that's not even really scary. I mean, a couple years ago I played Control. That wasn't scary. It was more like a kind of a weird, supernatural, spooky atmosphere type thing. I'd say BioShock is probably the closest I've come to playing a horror game. But anyway, I don't really play scary stuff, so this is pretty much as far as I'll go. I don't really care for jump scares and all that stuff. I just don't like getting scared. It's not fun. So anyway, this game, I wouldn't say it was like scary, but it does have that creepy atmosphere, and you know, all the resource management and stuff creates a sense of dread, and I don't know. But I liked it. I think I like this game. I know I complained a lot, but there were some things in this game that just I didn't really care for. I mean, gameplay wise, the game felt great. I mean, I am playing the remastered version on PC. I don't know when this thing came out. I think it was like 2017 maybe? I'm not sure, but I think it came out around the time I built my PC. So my PC was considered high-end, you know, back in like 2016, 17, around there. Kind of around the time this game came out, so I didn't have any issues playing this. The game ran great, I didn't crash. You know, the game was smooth. Or the gameplay was smooth, I should say. Yeah, didn't really have any issues. I am interested to see how the original BioShock plays. Because I know some people have said there's a difference between the two. I don't know for sure. So it would be interesting to go back and play BioShock, the original, and just see what's different. And if you've played the original, let me know if there is any differences and what you noticed, and if you want to leave a comment, go ahead. But I am interested to see like what the differences are. But to me, the game looks great. It runs fine. I think there were a couple like issues with the game where, you know, it would have been better to do some things differently. But I'm trying to figure out what those were because I can't really remember. I mean, I guess for one, the different tonics, they didn't really tell you what type of tonic they were, as far as I could tell, when you like bought them. So, you know, if you bought a tonic, I wanted to know, is this a combat tonic? Is it a physical tonic? Is it a hacker, whatever the other thing tonic is? Which one is it? It wouldn't tell me until I actually bought it, and then it brings up the tree that it's in. I mean, that's kind of nitpicking, but it would have been nice to know, like, whether it was, you know, physical tonic or combat tonic, whatever. So, a little bit more clarity there. I know this is supposed to be kind of like a survival game, I guess, maybe, because there's a lot of resource management involved, but I'm not a big fan of that. So I think that was probably my biggest complaint, is I was constantly looking everywhere to make sure I found as much ammo, as much health, you know, all that stuff. I was trying to look for as much of it as I can because I knew I would be wasting a whole bunch of ammo and stuff. And yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that, because that's part of the reason why I didn't really focus on the story too much, is because I was worrying about making sure I had enough ammo to get through the game and all that stuff. So I don't know. I think the game is just supposed to be designed that way. And, you know, some people actually like that type of stuff. I'm not a big fan of it, so Yeah, I didn't really like that aspect of the game. So that was probably my biggest complaint, and I have lost my train of thought. So other than that, I found the game pretty cool. Oh yeah, trying to like swap weapons and stuff. I think that's just a me issue. I'm just not good at switching weapons with a keyboard and mouse. I mean, I can switch like 4 weapons fine because I can easily reach 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the keyboard, is without moving my hand off the WASD keys. And I know I'm supposed to use the weapon wheel and stuff, or not the weapon wheel, the scroll wheel on the mouse. But, you know, it's hard for my muscle memory to build on a scroll wheel because I'm scrolling through so much stuff. And, sometimes it's hard to stop on the right one, and I'm trying to do it, like, instantly. So, yeah, but that's just a problem with me. I just need to get better at swapping weapons that way. Also the camera, using the camera to pretty much increase your damage output on certain enemies seemed kind of weird to me. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, it's interesting because, you know, you're doing research, and if you're gonna be creating this like bestiary thing, you want images of the enemies, so it makes sense that you would take pictures, but I don't know. I just feel like it broke the flow of the gameplay somewhat. And unfortunately, I didn't really think about the camera too much until like later in the game, when I'm realizing, oh, you know what? I should be taking pictures of enemies because if I build up enough research, I'll be able to do extra damage against them. I don't know, it just seems kind of weird to me. But, it's an interesting idea. Kind of innovative, but I don't know. I always like when games actually take risks and try to innovate stuff and bring something new. It's like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but at least they tried. And then the big daddies, I thought they were going to be like extremely scary, terrifying to deal with, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. And then eventually I learned, again, late in the game, you know, the ones that charge at you, you should probably like shock them because they're vulnerable to shock. And then, you know, they get stunned. Because I was taking hits from the big daddies that would charge. Because it's like, how the heck do I dodge? I don't really have fast movement or anything. And then found out, oh, use a shock, and they kind of stop. And then you can unload on them and then run away and repeat. So, and also using the grenade launcher is a pretty good idea as well. Unfortunately, I barely use the flamethrower stuff and the crossbow just because, again, those weapons are on the 7 and 8 keys. They're like towards the end of the weapon list. So I barely use them because, you know, I'm not going to reach for those keys because it takes my hand off WASD. And then, you know, because I don't do that, I'm not thinking about those weapons. And the less I use them, the more I forget about them, and then I don't use the scroll wheel that well, so probably should have used those more, but oh well. But anyway, yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool game. Very interesting atmosphere, interesting story, interesting world they built. Really messed up world, but you know, it was cool. But anyway, I think that is going to be it for BioShock 1. If you haven't played this game, I would highly recommend playing it. Especially if you like kind of creepy atmospheres and stuff. Even as an FPS game, it's pretty good as well. Like I said, the gameplay feels pretty good. So, and I don't know how this would be on console. I definitely think it was a lot easier because I was using a mouse and keyboard. Just because it's easier to aim with the mouse. You know, I can control the recoil of the Tommy gun, the machine gun, whatever you want to call it. I was able to control that pretty well because I was using a mouse. If I was playing with a controller, it might have been a different story. And also I can, you know, move my aim around super fast because, you know, using a mouse. Get on the target quick and all that stuff. And then the hacking puzzles, those were interesting too. I kind of like those, but sometimes, like, I'll be trying to think so fast that I just did not know what I was looking for, like which pipe I was looking for and all that stuff, but it was pretty interesting. I liked it. And especially with the mouse on those puzzles, like you could just go through and click all the tiles like super fast. I imagine on console or on controller it's going to be a lot more difficult. I was debating whether or not I should play this on PC or console, and I was doing a bunch of research on like reviews and stuff. And I did see some stuff about the PC version for the remastered version, like sometimes the save files will get corrupted and then, you know, you lose your progress and it's like, damn, that would suck. But for me, luckily that didn't happen. Maybe they patched it. I mean, the game came out so long ago and that's like a big bug to have to fix. Or, you know, it's a very important bug to fix. So I imagine they patched it like within the first couple weeks the game was out, but who knows. But luckily I didn't experience that. I mean, that's why I created so many different saves, is just to make sure, like, if one of the save file got corrupted, then I would have another one to go back to. So anyway, I am glad I played it on PC. I think it was a lot easier. Playing on a controller might be a little bit more difficult, but I don't know, I think it would still be doable. But yeah, I think overall this is a pretty good game. Actually, it's a very good game. Again, the story was interesting. The world they created was creepy, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff to learn about this world, and, you know, it is a game that a lot of people have liked. And the gameplay, you know, as an FPS player, it's pretty fun, but there's a lot of resource management involved, which I'm not a big fan of, but I understand that people enjoy that. And also I played on, what, medium? The, you know, like the normal difficulty, so I'm glad I played on that, because playing on a harder difficulty for this game, I don't think it would have been fun at all for me. I just wouldn't have enjoyed it. And unfortunately, that's just how I am when it comes to games that I haven't played before. I don't want to play a new game not knowing if I'm going to like it or not, and then playing on the hardest difficulty where it's like extremely frustrating. Because then it's like, I feel like I hate the game, but maybe I don't. So I usually just play on normal for a first playthrough, just because, you know, I want to have fun with the game. And yeah, I'm glad I played on medium for this. So anyway, again, I would recommend playing BioShock. It's kind of an iconic game, so it's one of those games that everyone should play at least once. So I would recommend playing it. Again, it runs pretty well on my PC. You know, I have a 1080 graphics card, I think an i7 6700K processor, 32 gigs of RAM. So it ran pretty well on my rig. So, but I'm sure this game is just fine on console as well. So I would recommend playing it. I thought it was cool. Some parts were frustrating, mostly just the resource management stuff. But I did like this game. And we're going to be moving on to BioShock 2 next. I will probably start that pretty soon. Just because, you know, the gameplay of BioShock is kind of fresh in my mind, so it's probably best if I just move on to the next game right away. And I'm not sure if people like BioShock 1 or 2 more. I feel like BioShock 2 was... I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like BioShock 2, but, you know, what do I know? Anyway, we'll be moving on to that one next. I'll try to get through that game, and, you know, hopefully they made some changes that improved, or, you know, quality of life changes. Hopefully they improved some things, added some new things, who knows. But, yeah, I think that is about it. So, I apologize for rambling, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out on this game. Again, overall, I think it was good. I like the story. I like the gameplay. Not a big fan of the resource management. It didn't feel like, you know, an actual horror game or a scary game. But it did feel like it had a creepy atmosphere, and, you know, this world seems like it's really messed up. And, you know, maybe that is considered a horror game, but I don't know, when I think of a scary game, it's kind of like, you know, a lot of jump scares and just terrifying stuff. But it wasn't like that, it was just, I would say it was more creepy, messed up world. But yeah, overall, I think I enjoyed this game. So I would recommend playing it. Let me know what you thought of this game in the comments. And yeah, that'll be it for this playthrough. And I also apologize for maybe not having the best commentary for this playthrough. I mean, I don't know, something just didn't feel right playing through this game. Maybe it's because I was too focused on trying to like manage resources and stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's because it had been a couple weeks since the last time I recorded something, so maybe I'm a little bit rusty. I don't know. But I feel like this playthrough wasn't really up to par with what I would have liked. So I apologize if the playthrough wasn't that great. I mean, my playthroughs usually aren't that great, but this one just felt kind of different. It was... something felt off. So, I apologize for that. But, hopefully you still enjoyed. Again, let me know what you thought about BioShock. And, yeah, if you want to see more Let's Plays and playthroughs, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We'll be moving on to BioShock 2 next. And yeah, that is going to be it. So, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all later.